Hi, this is Jennifer Meekum of Jennifer Meekum Designs, and we're getting ready to assemble this patriotic or Americana birdhouse design. For this design, we're going to be using a few tools that I think would be helpful. So one is glue adhesive that is fine tip, and then on the other side it has a broad tip. And I really like this adhesive right here, and it's from Tombow. And it's called Mono Liquid Glue. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. It's just the glue that I like to use. We're also going to be using a glue gun. I have mine warming up, but I like to switch it to low temperature when I begin using this, just to protect my fingers. I like to have a pair of tweezers handy that will help me as I'm handling small pieces. And then I have these two tools that will help us roll and shape our flowers and make them have some 3-dimension. So we'll get started. The first step that I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and apply the stars to the birdhouse. So we have a large star for the back and these 3 stars for the front that will kind of frame this opening here. And then once I'm done with that, we're going to glue these white pieces down, and they are centered within the fold lines of the birdhouse. So I don't know if you can see that on camera, but you'll be able to see it yourself. I have fold lines here, and you're going to center those white pieces right on there. I'm going to go ahead and take those steps off camera, and then as soon as I'm done, we'll be back. Okay, so we have, I have gone ahead and adhered down the stars, and then also the sides and back and front of the birdhouse. One thing I do want to point out is that the wider edge of this white piece here on the side goes towards the bottom, which this will be the bottom of the house. So right now it goes towards the middle, okay? We will set aside this part of the house, and we're going to go on to assembling these flowers. When I do design work, I love adding a little 3-dimensional element wherever possible, and I also like to create layers, which is why we have the front of the house layered on the background. And then I'm going to show you how to create some 3-dimensional layering to these flowers. So first, I have these 2 tools I like to use, and let's start with a blue flower. So I'm going to put this blue flower in the palm of my hand, and then I'm going to use this little dot tool, and I'm going to just circle it around in my hand until that flower gets some 3-dimensional shape. And then I will take that tool and I will use it I'll put it right here in the center, and then I'll pop my finger below it, and I'll just push these flower petals back a little bit. So I don't know if you can see that, but I like to do it like that, where I kind of bend them over that a little bit and create a little bit of a bend in the petal. There we go. We'll have a little bit of a 3-dimensional quality to that flower, and then I'll put this flower in this center on this flower. Oh, it's wanting to stick to my finger, so this is one where I will use the tweezers, and I will either use hot glue or my regular adhesive depending on which one. So for this one, because there's only one layer to it, I'll go ahead and use a little bit of regular adhesive, and then we'll go from there. I just want to make sure I have the right centerpiece for this one. Yep, I think we're fine here. And there are a total of 4 of these blue flowers that I will prepare before I start putting any of the flowers onto the house. So let's get a little bit of adhesive on here, maybe. Oh, now too much. If you get too much, just have a scrap paper handy and wipe off the extra, and we'll put that into place. Slide that in, and then I'm going to use this little tool right here to get the extra glue off that I got, because my didn't come out, and then it came out way too fast. Of course it did. And then I can also use this little skewer here to bend these as well. There we go. And I just give it a little bend and a push to give the flower a little more shape. So that one's ready. This is a dowel that I bought at like a hardware store or a craft shop, and then I just trimmed it to the length that I like, and so this works great for flowers as well. So for this one, we're going to start with the red flower, and we're going to do the same process where I'm going to put it in the palm of my hand, rotate it around like that, and then I'm going to roll these little flower petals back like this. And then I will take my white center, and I'm going to do this exactly the same step that I did on the blue flower with this one. And for this one's large. I'll go ahead and use the same skewer here. Give it some three-dimensional shape, and then I will roll it back. So I'm just taking my thumb, pushing it back, putting it under here like that, and using my thumb to kind of roll it back. Okay, and for this one, I'm going to use my hot glue to put it into place because it's going to be a little more three-dimensional. So I'll just put a little dot of hot glue here, and then we'll put it here. And I can even, whoops, got a little stringy. I will add a little glue onto here and put the center in place. So we have a red flower and the blue flower. You're going to, there's 3 additional red and white flowers. And then again, I think I said there's 4 blue ones. I'm going to go ahead and do these same steps to each of these flowers, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we have all the flowers assembled, and I'm ready to put them on the birdhouse. So we're going to start with the back because this one's pretty easy. We have just the medium red flower is going to go here at the top of the star, and then one of the larger blue flowers is going to go here on the side of the star. And then on this side, so large red flower at the top, little red flower at the bottom, and then the blue flowers are going to be sprinkled in between. If you have a different arrangement that you would rather show, you can do that. And I think I actually want this one up a little bit and this one down. Something like that. There we go. But you can kind of personalize this and make this however you want, but this is how we're going to do it today. So I'm going to add the darker flower right in here. Okay, so we have all the flowers in place, the stars in place, and now we're ready for assembling the house. I'm going to turn this over, and first we're going to fold everything on the creases, and I want to fold everything to the middle. Let me make sure I have my roof here. So I'll fold this back and this will come in. If this was going to be a decoration for outside, you could put something in here to weigh it down a little bit. Then I have hot glue strings that I'm going to pull off as we go. Okay, so what we're going to do is put hot glue on this edge, and then we will line it up with the edge of the house right here. Okay, and I'll try to line that up as close as I can and assemble it like that. So we have to work pretty quickly because when I have my glue on low temp, it cools off really fast. There, okay, so I'm going to get that in place like that. And then I like to come from the inside and push it down a little bit just to make sure it's going to hold its position. And then I'm going to do I'll do the back too. And make sure I can see that edge that I want it to line up with. Okay. Push it into place. I have a little extra glue, so I'm going to just wipe that off. Oops. Looks like I need to glue that end on. Okay. Next for the house, I'm going to fold my roof in half, and then I like to take a look because it overlaps the center. So I'm going to open it up like this, and then I will make a little mark with a pencil. I just happen to have a pen handy. I'm going to make a mark right here so that I know where to center the roof. So if you can see that, okay? And then as I put that on, I'll know where the middle, where the peak needs to line up on my roof. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before, where I'll do one side and then the other side. So we'll start right here with this piece and a little glue here. And then I will put it on. It's hard for me to show you that, but hopefully you get the idea. I want to line it up. There we go. Right here, right along the inside of there, and push it up. Then I'll give it a nice push down. Okay.
Right. Next for this one, we'll put a little glue here, and a little glue here. And get it inside, and line it up, and then push it down right there. Okay, and now all I have to do is glue these sides down. So glue, and glue, and I'm going to try to do both of them at one time. Okay, and we'll push them in place.
Okay, hold that in place. And we're done. So here is the back, side, front, and then here is the other side. Cute little Americana 4th of July, Memorial Day for us in the United States, but I think it would be darling in all sorts of other colors as well. And a fun little tablescape decoration for the summer. Hope you enjoy making this, and thank you for watching my tutorial.